do a quick read. You're being represented by the Knight of Swords. This read could be for somebody who's very determined right now. You could be in that energy where you're going after something, or you could be chasing something or someone. And you may feel like this is divinely guided, like you are meant to be doing this right now. You're going with your gut about it. Seven of Cups, Eight of Wands. Whatever it is that you're going after, it could have been something that's been on your mind for a while now. Maybe you're aware that in the past you didn't really take advantage of these steps that you should have taken when the timing or the opportunity came to you. And it could be the reason why, like, now you're not hesitant to go after this thing, whatever it is, or this person, whoever they are. But there's something behind you that's pointing out something slow with time, you know, like something didn't work out for you in terms of timing. And again, this is behind you. This is your past. But now you're at a place where you are like aligned and you're focused in terms of going after what you want. And you're almost strategic about it. Page of Wands in reverse. Because you're so determined to go after this thing, you may end up losing focus on other things that are important to you. And this is in front of you. This is the near future here. So again, this timing card, this Eight of Wands from your past, it's something that you have to carry forward with you. Like, in other words, be mindful of how you're pacing your steps here with whatever it is you're doing, whatever it is you're going after. All right, so we have the Eight of Pentacles in reverse, Ten of Pentacles in the upright. Maybe you're optimistic of something purposely not working out to work in your favor, if that makes sense. You know, there's a feeling of optimism here of something that's not going to work out to benefit you in your favor. And deep within, this is what you want. Something to not work out in your favor. I don't know what this is, but it's something you truly want here. Six of Wands in reverse. Sometimes things end up happening differently than we expect in our mind, and maybe you feel like you're at a place where you're willing to accept that. Or maybe you're learning to accept that. Maybe you're on the road learning to accept this. You know, maybe there's a level of maturity happening here, emotional maturity, where you're accepting, you know, life as it goes on here. Ten of Wands in reverse. It's like taking a moment to stop yourself, kind of. You know, giving yourself pause here. Maybe even learning patience with your life lessons. This is something that you're putting into practice. This is something that's influencing you in your life right now. It's patience. Patience with your actions. Patience with how you respond to things that are coming to you or happening to you. Instead of just being reactive, you know. There's a message here of patience being a big environmental factor in your life right now. We have the Eight of Wands in reverse on the bottom of the deck and the Five of Wands on the top. You're kind of in the middle here in terms of overcoming a mental battle within yourself here. It could be like, you know, looking at the glass half full, half empty sort of thing here. Maybe you're learning to juggle the two, you know, as in terms of energy, in terms of your energy. Maybe you're learning to balance without going to extremes, you know. maybe with your emotions, maybe with your logic, your thinking, your expectations, you know. You're learning to balance yourself within whatever it is you're going through, so that it doesn't take so much of an emotional toll on you. These expectations, you know, these maybe your anxiety, or maybe, you know, whatever downfalls or whatever battles are going in your head here. And it looks like in time, you know, this is going to lead you to a road where you're learning to overcome these battles. You're learning to overcome these obstacles that are happening within you. And even if that means relying on people, you know, people's advice, or relying on outside help, maybe taking certain, you know, things into consideration, or looking at things from a different perspective here. Like, you're becoming reliant on outside sources instead of your own instinct, or whatever your mind tells you in that moment. It's like you've branched out from within to be able to receive help from different directions, because maybe you're understanding, you know, the result is more important than your emotion taking, you know, driving the wheel of this car here. The Tower and the Ten of Swords in reverse. Yeah, there's a realization here for learning lessons and accepting, you know, bearing the weight of whatever the result may be, whether it's good or bad. You know, it's part of life, and maybe you've realized that here, and maybe you understand the value of learning these lessons, no matter how hard they may feel while you're going through it. But because you're opening and branching yourself out to receive help from different directions, as opposed to just kind of internally bottling things in and thinking you have to deal with these struggles on your own. There's growth here with that. There's growth. And so that says a lot in terms of dealing with this Tower, dealing with these lessons here. You know, it's not so much anymore about the burden, or being the victim, or crying boo-hoo, you know, these things happen to me. It's not so much about that, but it's more about understanding the growth that's waiting for you after you learn these lessons, after you get over the struggle of going up these hills. You know, there's value in learning these lessons. There's value once you come off those mountains. You know, there's things waiting for you, and you may be at a place in your life where you realize this. You know, you're understanding the important things here behind your moves, instead of just, you know, grabbing something that you can't reach and whining about it. You know, that's kind of like the undertone I'm getting with this read here. And with the Ten of Swords in reverse, it's like, you know, you are mature enough to accept whatever the outcome is in the decisions you make. You know, you're willing to take responsibility for your choices here, as opposed to, you know, telling yourself if things don't work out, you're gonna have to, you know, start over, or you're gonna have to cry, you know, you're gonna have to shake it off, whatever it is. It's more of taking the responsibility, like, okay, this may or may not work, but I'm gonna choose it anyway. You know, it's that attitude. It's that attitude of taking responsibility for your choices, you know, because this is life. Life is all about choices. Life is about living with these choices, embracing the choices, and embracing the lessons, and embracing the growth that comes with it. You know, life is about living, making choices, and growth, and learning, you know, all of these things. Yeah. So I hope this reading helped somebody. If it did, please let me know. Hit me a heart, show me some love. I also want to say thank you to all of my followers. Thank you guys for watching. I have officially reached over 1,400 followers. That is a big deal for me. So I really appreciate your time, your support, your messages, your hearts, your love. Thank you so much. And I hope everybody has a blessed night. Take care. Bye-bye.